Okay, we're back, and let's continue on. We're in town in the plaza again, and okay, it says, yeah, I do want to make a comment. I keep on noticing that bar in the bottom right hand of the screen. There's a bar called the barcode. I don't know if that's some kind of joke or what, but I always see it. So, and some other store called Osak. I wonder if that's somebody's name or something. And they just stuck it in as a joke for the game, you know. Well, anyway, okay, let's get back. The three of us sit in silence as the carriage rolls toward the town. The knight assigned to guard duty is sitting out front with the driver, watching for any disturbances. Emmeline glances forlornly out the window while Rod silently looks out the other as he rests his chin on the palm of his hand. I notice Emmeline pausing to glance at Rod every now and then, looking restless. Finally, she breaks the silence. Okay, there's Emmeline. She's here and she's speaking. Are you still mad that I asked you to come along to visit Viorica? Rod. Well, Rod has nothing to say. Emmeline. You could have declined the invitation, Rod. And if you would only tell me what happened between the two of you, I would do my best to remedy the situation. Rod notices me looking at him and scowls. He returns his moody gaze to the window. I have nothing to say, Em. But you used to be good friends with Viorica too, Rod. But then, ever since you were... Emmeline stops herself, but I know that she is referring to his curse. After that day, you've kept your distance from her. Then, when you found out about the wedding, you became even colder toward her. Even Viorica is worried about you, Rod. She worries that she might have offended you somehow. Rod. Emmeline. There is a hint of warning in his tone. Is it possible that Viorica is related to Rod's curse? Considering the timing? Oh, wow, that's interesting. I didn't think of that at all. Maybe Viorica does have something to do with it. Emmeline opens her mouth again to say something, but then suddenly stops and returns to the window, her expression mirroring Rod's own gloom. We are all silent until we arrive at the toy shop. Here we are at the toy shop. Here's Viorica again. She always looks happy. Emmeline, good to see you again, and you too. Lucette, was it? I nod in acknowledgement. Viorica nods politely at the knight who stands guard at the shop door. It's just the two of you today? Emmeline. Why does Emmeline look surprised? Emmeline and I both turn around only to see that Rod has indeed vanished. Oh, okay. Emmeline frowns, looking both bewildered and disappointed. He was right behind us. Lucette, I will go look for him. Thank you, Lucette. Okay, so we're back out in the town. Obviously, Lucette has gone outside. Just as I expected, Rod is leaning against the wall of an alley just outside the toy shop. Oh, okay, we have a choice here. We can stay with him or talk to him. Well, if we talk with him, we're staying with him, aren't we? So, I do, well, I don't know. Should we talk to him or just stay with him and be quiet, you know? I don't know. He might appreciate just having somebody there with him. You know, just staying with him. I'll talk to him. I usually don't, so. Yeah, okay. I'm not so sure about this, but I'll talk to him. Emmeline and Viorica are looking for you. When he does not answer, I cross my arms and raise an eyebrow. Do you hate Viorica that much? Rod, I don't hate her. Then why are you avoiding her? When we first came here, you actually looked friendly with her, but recently... This doesn't involve you, Lucette. Fine. I will tell Emmeline that you will be in the carriage waiting for her then. When Rod does not answer, I sigh and start to head back into the shop. I think I made the wrong choice. I think we should have just sat there with him and let him talk when he felt like it. Waltz. Oh, Waltz. Princess Lucette. Rod and I turn at the sound of the familiar voice. Waltz pauses in front of us with a bright smile. Yeah, it's Waltz. Okay, Waltz is here. It's nice to see you again, Princess. Waltz, what are you doing here? Well, I was about to deliver a letter to the prince, but I guess that won't be necessary anymore. What? A letter? Is Lady Parfait asking for me? Not just you. She wants to see the princess as well. Me? It has been a while since I was last at the Marchen. What? Is something wrong? Waltz, they need to discuss something important with the princess. Come to the Marchen tonight. Tonight? But we're already here, so why not now? Waltz's eyes shift to our carriage. You are here with Princess Emmeline, yes? You can't make her wait too long. Waltz, what they need to discuss with you is complicated and will take some time to explain. The toy shop door opens and Emmeline stands in the doorway as she says her goodbyes to Viorica. Remember, tonight. These are Waltz's last words before he slips back into the crowd. Okay, we're at the plaza again. Emmeline's visit with Viorica was briefer than I thought it would be. Now, all of us are headed back to the palace. Rod has not uttered a word on our way back. I can tell that this is making Emmeline agitated, as she continues to keep glancing at Rod expectantly. Lucette, if you have something to say, say it. Oh, Emmeline looks a little shocked. Emmeline stares at me. You obviously want to say something to Prince Rod. The only way to get your answers is to ask him directly. Rod does not turn around. It is as if he does not hear me. Emmeline clasps her hands and sighs. Well, I glance at Rod, who still persistently stares out the window. His eyes focus on nothing. He's pretending not to hear us. How immature. Emmeline, Rod, Veronica was sad that you weren't there today. She was certain that you stayed outside to avoid seeing her. What is going on with you? Rod, I am not in the mood to answer your questions, Em. Emmeline grips the edges of her dress, her expression becoming more rigid. You've been keeping secrets from us ever since you were cursed. We don't even know why you were cursed or how to help you break it. Lucette, wait, the rest of the family doesn't know anything about the circumstances of Rod's curse? I had thought that he told them everything, but all they know is that he is cursed? Emmeline, we're a family. We're supposed to help each other through problems. Emmeline's hands are shaking as she gazes at her brother. Rod. Well, we're at the palace gates now, so... The carriage stops, and as soon as the servant opens the door, Emmeline quickly steps out and rushes back toward the palace. Rod watches her go quietly, though his eyebrows are furrowed, and he looks guilty. I silently shake my head at him before running after Emmeline. Now we're in the palace hallway. Emmeline stands in the hallway with her hands to her chest. She breathes slowly in and out, as if she is on the verge of tears. When she notices me behind her, she turns away and wipes her eyes with the back of her hand. I'm sorry for storming off like that. I was just very frustrated at Rod. I said something I shouldn't have said back there. If anyone finds out about this, said, they won't. Your secret is safe with me. Emmeline flashes me a grateful smile before looking at the sky. Rod. One moment Rod is running down the hallway, the next he has stopped in front of us and is trying to catch his breath. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, Rod, but right now I would like to be alone. Oh. Rod, of course. I'm sorry, Lucette, but could you leave me for now? She does not even wait for my answer before walking away, leaving me alone with Rod. Oh, wow. Okay. Lucette, you made her cry, Rod. I'm fully aware of that. Why are you hiding your curse from your family? You wouldn't understand. I'm doing this to protect them. Protect them? Rod silently shakes his head. They wouldn't understand. Those are the last ominous words Rod speaks before rushing off, leaving me alone in the hall. Okay, I just want to reflect for a moment here. That's weird. I'm not sure I'm not sure exactly what his curse is either. I mean, it has something to do with him not being able to speak. I thought he couldn't speak. I thought he was speaking through the bunny, but I don't know. There's something. I'm missing something there. But either way, obviously it seems like his curse has something to do with or it'll be bad for his family or something if it's found out. So, or I don't know. I'm intrigued. I want to find out. I want to know what his curse is. Okay. Let's get back to this. Lucette. What happened to him? Okay. We're still back in the hallways. The hallways are silent at this time of night. It's now evening. The hallways are silent at this time of night as most everyone in the palace prepares for bed. I am now on my way to our meeting place. Rod told me earlier to wait for him there. I had thought they would make me go to the Machin by myself, after what transpired with Emmeline, but I was wrong. Emmeline was so upset today. I have never seen her like this before. I turned my thoughts back to the Machin and to what Walt said earlier. I wonder what Parfait wants to talk with us about. I feel my heart beating erratically against my chest. Why do I feel like something bad is going to happen? I realize that I have been standing in the open for a while. Perhaps I should move. People might find my standing here suspicious. I start walking again and am surprised when I feel a hand close around my wrist and pull me into the darkness. I open my mouth, but a hand muffles my scream. No, it's Rod. Shh. Rod? Rod's gaze is icy. He speaks quietly, but I can feel anger simmering underneath his words. What if someone saw you just standing there? Have you even thought about how they might get suspicious? His tone is so accusatory that for a moment I cannot find my voice. But then he is right. I should have been more careful. Sorry. Rod stares at me, surprised. What? I just never thought I'd hear you apologize. Especially to me. Oh, well, at least I know how to apologize, unlike you. And why would I ever have reason to apologize to you? Because you've done nothing but treat me coldly, even when I have done nothing to you personally, to personally attack you. Rod scowls at me, but does not say anything. Instead, he sighs and takes my hand, pulling me after him. Oh, okay. It's a nice picture of Rod, I guess dragging Lucette along. So, Lucette, what? Let's go before the gods see us. I have no energy to argue with Rod, so I allow him to pull me along. Rod, I'm sorry. What? He apologized to me? Don't make me repeat myself. I did not hear you clearly. Wow, okay. If there's one thing I know about you, this is Rod speaking. If there's one thing I know about you, it's that you're not deaf. Of course I'm not. Shh. Someone will hear you. I glare at Rod, but he does not respond. Sebi, the little bunny. Princess, your hand is really warm. What? Oh. Rod freezes in place and glares at Sebi, who seems to be shrugging. Your thoughts are too loud, Rod. Through the dim lights, I can actually see a faint blush on Rod's cheeks. Lucette, you are blushing? Yeah, that's going to stop him from blushing. Yeah, it's going to make him blush even more. I am not. He lets go of my hand and starts to walk toward the secret passage. With me trailing behind him. We look around to make sure no one is in sight before we both slip inside. Oh, okay, we're in the secret passage here. I followed closely behind Rod in silence. My eyes move upward to the little bunny plush hanging on the shoulder. Sebi, I've been wondering, have you ever talked with Rod's family as yourself? Rod suddenly stops and scowls over his shoulder at me. What? I'm asking Sebi, not you. Sebi. No, I don't, Princess. Rod doesn't want me to talk with others since he thinks that I might say something unnecessary. Rod. So much for that. You still speak even when it is unnecessary. In the dim lighting of the tunnel, I think I can see a faint pink in Rod's cheeks. But it is probably a trick of the strange lighting. Rod is right. Sebi has blurted out his thoughts more than a number of times. Okay, we have a choice here. You're not doing a very good job, or what do you mean by that? Oh, well, okay. This is a pretty harsh choice here. I mean, not harsh, but hard. And I'm not sure exactly what it's... Wait a minute, hold on. They do... Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm speaking to Sebi, I guess, so... What did Sebi say last? No, I don't, Princess. Rod doesn't want me to talk with others since he thinks that I say something unnecessary. Okay, You're not doing a very good job. That's not... No, I'm gonna say, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Well, there are thoughts that he prefers to keep to himself. This is Sebi talking. The bunny. Like his thoughts on Karma in his feminine voice, or his feminine voice, what? Or his... Oh, Karma's feminine voice. Like his thoughts on Karma in his feminine voice, or his... Rod suddenly clamps Sebi's face, and I can actually see the poor plush struggling to get away from his hold. Oh wow, so that thing actually does... You're crushing the poor toy. So the thing actually is sort of like alive, I guess, so... Rod glares at me before finally releasing Sebi. I hope that plane isn't that loud. Sebi. Rod could be so brutal at times. I remember the time he almost threw me out the window for saying that one lady had a hideous dress. Okay. Rod glares at Sebi once again. He readies his fingers to pinch him again, but Sebi hurriedly apologizes before Rod can touch him. Okay, I'll stop talking now. Rod sighs and continues walking. Lucette. Rod, have you spoken with Emmeline since that earlier incident? No. As much as I want to ask him again about his curse, I doubt that he will divulge anything right now. I decide to keep my thoughts to myself as we head for the machine. When we arrive at the machine, Buffet and Delora... Okay, we're at the machine, the common room. Or the reception room, as they call it. When we arrive at the machine, Buffet and Delora are there to welcome us. The others, however, are nowhere in sight. Okay, here's Buffet and Delora. Delora is in her human form. She's not anything weird, so... Buffet. It's been a while, Princess. Thank you for bringing her here safely, Prince Rod. Lucette. Where is everyone? They're all resting in their rooms now. It wasn't necessary that they be here for what Delora and I want to discuss with you. Rod. I'll be staying in the tavern then. Rod is about to head for the tavern when Dolores stops him. You don't have to leave. What we're going to say involves you too, since you're staying at the palace as well. Rod looks at her curiously, but asks no questions. Parfait and Dolores gesture us over to the settee, where we all take our seats. This is something Rod and I must know because we're in the palace? I have a bad feeling about this. Parfait. Before we start, I would like to congratulate you on your first good deed, Princess. Dolores told me all about it, and I could see the extra piece in your necklace as well. Parfait smiles at me, her eyes filled with pride. Her faith in me rekindles the dwindling confidence I had. Parfait, if only you'd seen how happy Dolores was when she announced it to us. Dolores, you didn't have to go into specifics, Parfait. Parfait, oh? Are you embarrassed, Dolores? She smiles at Dolores teasingly before turning back to me. Anyway, I know you can do it, Princess. Only 2 more to go and you can break your curse. Dolores, yeah, keep up the good work, Princess, and you too, Rod. Rod, so what is it that you wanted to discuss with us? Dolores, I conducted a little investigation while I was with Lucette in the palace, and I found out something important. Something important? I discovered that there is a witch in the palace. What? A witch? In the palace? Dolores, I felt a tinge of magic while I was there. It was faint, but definitely there. I don't remember feeling it before when I was there as your doll, Princess. It seems that the witch is using a glamour to hide himself or herself from us. Parfait, a glamour is a magic that only very experienced witches can cast, which means that the witch we are dealing with is no ordinary witch. They have the potential to be very powerful. Lucette, but what would a witch be doing in the palace in the first place? Dolores, this witch could be after the king, but... But what? Parfait and Dolores glance at each other, looking conflicted. It is Parfait who faces me first, her expression grave. I'm afraid there is some other possibility we must make you aware of, Princess. And in order for us to explain it, we must give you the truth. No. Chapter 6. Moving closer. Okay. Okay, it's getting towards 30 minutes, but you know what, I'm going to go on with this for a minute, and we'll see about it. Lucette, the truth? My only answer is silence. I shift my gaze to Rod, but he avoids my eyes. What is going on? Dolores, Princess, it is very likely that this witch in the palace is looking for you. What? Parfait, I cast a glamour on you a long time ago, so that you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you, but this witch in question can see through the spell I've cast on you. It is my belief that they are actively looking for you. I close my eyes and massage the temples of my head as I feel a headache coming on. Wait, you said before that the witches want to see their curses unbroken. But this sounds as if they have another motive altogether. What reasons could they have for trailing me? Parfait, the Tannenbaum has been without a bearer for a long time, ever since the end of the war. A new bearer, however, will soon arise, and the crystal is ready to support them. Some of the witches, the wicked ones, want to make sure that the Tannenbaum continues to spread darkness, even with this new bearer in charge. Okay, but what does that have to do with me? Delora crosses her arms, her expression grim. The title of the bearer is passed down from one descendant to the next. Princess, the last Tannenbaum bearer was the late Queen of Angel, your mother. I feel my blood go cold. What? As you are the Queen's daughter, you are the next heir. Come your 18th birthday, you will inherit the title of Tannenbaum bearer. Mother? A witch? It's impossible. Why would you spout such lies? I narrow my eyes at them, searching for some hint that they are lying to me. Delora and Parfait never turn their sad eyes away from me. Rod glances at me briefly before turning away, looking uncomfortable. Parfait. Hilda, your mother, and I used to work together to maintain balance. But then the witch hunt drove her mad and turned her heart to ice. But she never used any magic. I would have known if she was a witch. It's possible that you did in the past, but then it seems she erased all your memories of her true identity. Delora was already able to ascertain that most of your memories of her had been snatched away. Really? Hilda needed you to remain obedient so that when you finally did inherit her role as the bearer, you would continue to do as she wanted. My thoughts feel as if they are spinning endlessly on an axis. Delora, the real reason I cursed you was to see if you are truly capable of goodness, Princess. Hilda's influence clung to you even after her death, and we feared that you would continue her previous work. That Angel might once again fall to darkness if you were not able to help the dark emotions in your heart. He said, So then you cursed me because you were terrified of what I would do if I became the bearer, as I was? My only answer is silence. Now I understand why the people hated me. It was because I am my mother's daughter. I could not help but reach out to touch the pendants on my necklace as a feeling of dread washes over me. Parfait, we know that there is goodness in you, Princess. We only wanted you to realize it by breaking a curse. Parfait sighs, looking guilty. It was a selfish act on our part, I know. But we could not risk another great war. They believed that I would have plunged the world into a war. I turned to Rod, who has yet to speak since the conversation started. Did you know about all of this? Rod. Everyone knows the story of the Tannenbaum witch and her daughter. Everyone, except for me. I glanced down at my hands, suddenly feeling numb. I am a witch. And I will become the Tannenbaum's next bearer. Just the thought of it makes me sick. I think back to my childhood. I can still recall the glares that everyone gave me when I was a child. They were scared of me because I was my mother's daughter? And what about the king? Did he never love me because I was the daughter of a witch? But if that is the case, if my mother was so wicked, then why did the king marry her in the first place? Delora, Hilda threatened to kill the woman that he loved if he did not marry her. She threatened to kill Ophelia. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Lucette. Ophelia? So the king has loved Ophelia from the very beginning? I clenched my hands into tight fists. After Mother died, he was able to reunite with his true love, and since then, he has treated Emmeline and Rod better than he ever treated me, even though I am his daughter by blood. I want to feel angry about this revelation, but instead, I feel a dreary emptiness inside of me. A heavy feeling begins to settle in my chest, suffocating my heart. He never really loved me. Rod, Lucette? Rod's voice snaps me out of my thoughts, and that is when I realize that a stray tear has made it down my cheek. I quickly wipe it away with the back of my hand, angry at myself for showing weakness in front of them. You must be happy to see me like this. Rod, what? Your mother was made queen and you and your sister became royals overnight. It's like something out of a fairy tale, isn't it? You thought you had the perfect life until I came back into it. Rod, I never asked for this to happen. I just wanted to... Rod suddenly moves his hand to Sebby's mouth, muffling whatever other words the plush was going to say for him. What is it you want to say, Rod? It's nothing. I can assure you, however, that the power that comes with the crown has always been irrelevant to me, to my family and I. So stop assuming that everyone around you is after your title or your riches. Did your time with my sister not teach you anything? I am about to angrily retort when I suddenly stop, my heart sinking. I have already recognized that Emmeline is more complex than I thought she was, and she has also told me that she never wanted to be a princess. Rod, my mother wouldn't have married the king if my father were still here. Oh. Dolora looks between the two of us and sighs. In here I thought your relationship had improved. Now it seems like it's back to square one. I cross my arms and turn away annoyed. Do you have anything else to add, Parfait? If not, I would like to return to the palace. Princess. Stay vigilant and be careful about who you trust. Trust? How do you know whom I trust? What makes you even think I trust you? The anger that I was expecting earlier suddenly rises to the surface. For all I know, Parfait and Dolora could be feeding me lies, playing with me the way Dolora did when she first cursed me. Parfait, I don't expect you to believe what we've told you. Perhaps it was not yet the right time to reveal everything to you, but please. Excuse me. But please, you need to be careful. I stand up and look at them, my arms now hanging limply at my sides. How am I meant to trust anyone when all of you have been lying to me this entire time? Lucette. Dolora, if you don't believe us, then try asking the king who Hilda truly is. I never even thought about asking the king about Mother. Dolora, Rod, you should watch her back too. It's possible that the Switch in question could be plotting something against the royal family as well. They've been in the palace for a long time after all. She looks at me, then at Rod, her expression somber. I won't be able to stay with you anymore. I had to pick up and leave a few days ago because I was certain he caught a trace of my magic. He probably already has. Rod, I understand. Parfait. Anyway, Lucette is right to return to the palace now. Someone may notice your absence if you're gone much longer. You two should leave now. Delora, let us know if you notice anything unusual. I will. Parfait. We'll see you soon. We'll see you again soon, Princess. Remember, stay vigilant. Okay, this is getting on way past. It's past about 40 minutes. We're in the secret hallway. We'll have to stop here. That's a bit of a revelation about what happened there. Although I question that Lucette could ask the king about her mother. I mean, first of all, the king thinks she's just some maid, so some maid can't just walk up to him and suddenly start going, what was your wife like? What was Hilda like? The witch. And also, he might be like, the king would be like, what do you want to know for? Either you should already know, or, why are you asking? So that route to her, I think, it should be closed, really. But either way, she has to accept what Parfait and Delora are telling her. And that seems to be the truth, and Rod knows as well, so everyone seems to know except her. So anyway, we'll close off here, and this has been a little overly long, so thank you for listening and being here with me. And please, if you get the chance, like and subscribe, and do all those nice things. And I hope things are getting better. I hope the sound quality is picking up, and I think I'm getting a little bit. I think I'm starting to learn the software a little bit better and stuff. So I'm trying to separate audio and video tracks and fix up the audio tracks so that I could try to get rid of background noise and stuff like that. So, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I actually started learning it a little bit. So anyway, a little bit anyway. I mean, I certainly don't know much, but it's fun. I mean, to learn something new. So, but either way, I hope you're safe and keep warm and cozy and have a nice night or evening or day or morning. And I hope the rest of either your day or tomorrow goes well. And I just want to say, I'll say goodbye. So, thank you for being here, and goodbye.